Good evening and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. We are just kind of continuing with the early game tutorial stuff. Still fighting off a bunch of these jerks who, they suck. Oh, these guys suck. Exploring, just looking for items, souls, and that sort of thing, mostly. And then we're eventually going to head up to... camera. We're heading up to that. That's our end goal, up there. The bell tower. The bell from the opening cutscene. It rang and it woke up all of the old Lords of Cinder or something. And then also us? Maybe the other unkindled? I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. The joy of a new game from Software. I have no idea what's going on. I don't understand any of it. Can you come hang out here, away from your archer friend? There we go. Alright, we got some fire bombs. An interesting thing that I've noticed, because I've done this once before, but when you pick up new items, other than the Ashen Estus flask, it doesn't automatically put them down in your inventory, like your equipped slot. So, yeah, that's weird. That's different. I don't. It's a thing that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of, but like the previous Dark Souls games would do that. You pick up an item, and now it's down on the bottom of your little thing there. But yeah. All right. Another fun thing. Oh, horrible platforming. In Dark Souls 1, you hold the B button down. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller. You hold the B button down to run, and then you like let go and tap it again real quick to jump. In Dark Souls 2, they changed it so you're still running, but then you click in the left analog stick to jump. But you had the option. In the options menu, you could toggle back and forth between the two. So I still played with the Dark Souls 1 control scheme, just because I spent like a lot, like many hours, hundreds of hours playing that way. And switching was weird. In this game, it's the Dark Souls 2 setting with the clicking in the left stick when you're running, and there's no option to change it. So it is entirely possible, nay, very likely, that you're going to see a lot of me like trying to run and jump somewhere and then just like doing a dodge roll instead and not nailing the jump. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's going to be fun. Alright, so this looks suspiciously like a boss arena. Big old creepy statue in the middle. Like the tree with the giant coffin. Got a ledge here that we can maybe fall off of, so I do need to be careful. Big old double doors here that we can't actually open, because we have to fight the boss. And the boss is a big old scary looking knight with like a demon squid on his back. Big old sword through his chest that apparently we're going to remove. Yeah, I don't really know what squiddy is up there. That's not a fan of that thing. Alright, so we'll open with one of these. Oh, also, the game has a Bloodborne thing going for it. It has a... Oh, lock on camera, please. Thank you. It has a couple of Bloodborne things going for it, but specifically it has, like you just saw me with my attack there. You can charge up your strong attack with your weapon, which is kind of cool. up here because I imagine that this thing could just wipe me out very quickly. So I've, like I said, I've done this fight before. It's also not terribly difficult. He doesn't have much health. There we go. So if you've ever played The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword and gotten far enough in that game to encounter the Imprisoned, that guy looked like the Imprisoned to me after he transformed. That's what was going on. My friend Younguru42, we played Myst together. I recommend you go watch it. It was awesome. We were very drunk, and boy, that was a thing that happened. He was like, "Oh yeah, it transforms. He's got like a big old snake head," and I'm like, "No, not a snake. It's the Imprisoned." But he hasn't played that Zelda, so you know, the reference was lost to him. But yeah, no, if you've seen the Imprisoned, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. Cool. So we picked up the broken straight sword. We'll look at that in just a moment. That has a different type of skill from what our battle axe has. Homeward bone. That's fantastic. Those are so useful. So we equipped the broken straight sword real quick. There's a... Oh, there it is. Explanation right here. So, weight, FP cost for doing the skill, and then this is the type of skill. Or this is the name of the skill? War Cry. There's a place... Yeah, Gentle Prayer. That's the name of it. Where... okay, so that's just the name of the skill. For the Broken Straight Sword, it's a stance. So, and this is something we'll see on other, like, actual useful weapons. This is not a useful weapon. But when you have it, you know, you can do your attacks and stuff, and then when you hold down the left trigger, or the skill button, parry button, you go into a stance. And then when you're in the stance, you have some really cool attacks, and all of them consume focus. And you can continue like comboing and stuff too. And I don't think they use focus beyond just the first hit. And like the strong attack. Yeah. So if we had like an actual sword, I think that'd be kind of cool. Just another thing to keep an eye on. I think the skills, the weapon skills, are just going to be like a really interesting new tactical addition to the game, adding kind of a layer of depth beyond just grab whatever big smashy hammer you can and start smashing with it. Which is still probably about the extent of what my strategy is going to be in this game, but there are options for other things at least. Alright, still just killing all the grunts. See. Okay. Nothing over there. It's Dark Souls. You gotta check every nook and cranny. So we can go down to the left. We can go kind of up here. Yeah, we don't want to go that way. So this is kind of the... we're approaching the end of my exploration of this area, but up like these stairs, there's like that archway there. You can maybe see like right above my character's head, there's a figure there. He's Bad News Bears. He has a big old beefy katana, and he will pretty seriously mess me up. We're just not going to do that. Also, the other thing, after we defeated the boss... Oh crap, there's an item right there. I want that. After we defeated the boss, you saw my character like kind of catch on fire, and now it looks like we're... maybe a little bit charred. We are now Kindled, which is like this game's version of humanity. And you can tell that we are Kindled both because of the cool flame effects on us, but also because of in the top left corner by our health and stamina and focus bar and all that stuff. Really don't want to aggro this guy. Okay, I think we're okay. I just want to grab this item. East-West shield. Thank you, Key and Peele. Oh, hello. I heard you, I just didn't think that you were gonna do this. Alright. Ooh, that made me jump. Well done, game. Well done. Yeah, the thing in the top left corner. We are kindled. It's humanity. We have additional health. Like our max health goes up, kind of just like, you know, Dark Souls 2, and I think Dark Souls 1 being human. Wary of beast. Yeah, there's a creature here. Bye. Wow, we launched that dog. Poor little skeleton dog. The Ember, that's humanity, or human effigy. That's what that is. Oh, wrong. So if we check out the Ember, no unkindled can ever truly claim the embers that burn within a champion's bosom, which is precisely what makes their yearning for warmth so keen. Gain the strength of flame and increased max HP until death. So, you know, just like humanity, it lasts until the next time you die, and then you're not kindled anymore. With the strength of fire, the summoning signs of unkindled become visible, and seekers of embers can be summoned to join in cooperation. But beware, the embers may also attract invaders. So yeah, humanity. That's what that is. Fire bombs, you throw them, they explode into fire damage. Highly effective against creatures of flesh, beasts, and other foes that might naturally have cause to fear the flame. Homeward Bone, this will take us back to a previous bonfire. Bonfires are sustained by bones of the undead. In rare cases, their previous owner's strong urge to seek bonfires enchants their bones with a homeward instinct. Yes, I am going to be reading the item description of probably every item that we get in the game. Just because I really, that is my jam. That's the sort of stuff that I love about this franchise. Okay, so let's go in here. Let's see what this ominous looking structure is. This is, by the way, this is it. Like, that's the bell tower up kind of behind this structure. Yeah, welcome to Firelink Shrine. So that's what's going on here. Kind of weird that they brought Firelink Shrine back. The bonfire will deliver thee to Lothric. Oh, and that's a developer message. Oh, interesting. So we probably have to use the bonfire to go to the next area. I have questions about like the continuity, like what's going on here. I don't understand what's going on here. Then again, I mentioned in the first video, you know, no spoilers, don't want any spoilers, nothing like that, but just gonna throw down my 2 cents here. Dark Souls 1 was about us basically being like the second Link ever, the second person to link the fire, or not if you went that route. But we were the first people to do it after Gwyn linked the first flame. And that kind of like spawned this cycle that continued for like millennia, like thousands of years, to the point where everything's kind of decayed, and everything from the first Dark Souls, like the original Dark Souls universe has kind of been lost. And then that was Dark Souls 2. It was like, oh no, this has still been continuing. We're still like just going to the kiln of the first flame and sitting on the throne and linking the fire, and like all that's just still happening. That's kind of my take on those in a nutshell. And then this game's coming up, and like there's a lot of Dark Souls 1 references, and like referring to Lordran and linking the first flame, and like, okay, so maybe that makes this go between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 or something? I don't know. And then there's this. That's Dark Souls 2. So that makes me think that this is maybe after Dark Souls 2? Oh, also, I'm going to point out that we have Dark Souls 2, I believe it's Dark Souls 2 style durability, where we have the red bar under our thing, and as we use it, it'll wear down our weapons and armor and stuff, but then when we rest at a bonfire, it'll all be restored. What do you say? The seed of a giant tree is yet to fall. Okay. Oh, there's an item down there. Do I want to go down there? What's up here first? Try jumping. Oh, there's an item up on the roof. I don't think we'll be able to get up there. That doesn't That's not how this game works. Yeah. Huh. We're gonna have to figure out how to get up there. Soul of a deserted corpse here. There's a ladder shortcut that we're gonna get up there and we're gonna kick it down eventually. So I look forward to that happening. You're probably gonna be locked, right? Yeah. Yeah, you probably lead to some other area. Okay. Let's go see what this item was over here. Oh, another homeward bone. That is cool. I probably should equip those at some point. Oh, we're just like up just like right above where we were. Directly above where we fought the dog and that sort of thing. Okay. Getting my bearings. Figuring it all out. I didn't explore too much in my first little brief experience with the game. I basically came up here and or went up like that path and got trashed by the really tough enemy who's up ahead. We're not going to go any further because all those bloodstains and I don't want to deal with him. We're not going to fight him. I want nothing to do with that enemy. I think. Probably just do this. Cool. So, opening cinematic from the previous video. It was the bell ringing and awakening the four previous Lords of Cinder. So there was the undead like Legion of Farron, whatever that was going on. That I'm assuming is that throne right there because it's got all the swords leaning on it. There was the giant. That's clearly his throne because that. Two other thrones. I think we can just go over to them. We'll talk to our crestfallen warrior there in a moment as well. Yorm the Giant of the Profane Capital. Yep. The Watchers of the Abyss. Yep. You're a big old thing. Holy King Lothric. Last hope of his line. Nothing really behind your throne. You can like go around and look at them all. Eh. There's this one, who was Saint Aldrich of the Deep, but there were only 4 mentioned in opening cinematic, and there are 5 thrones. So what's the deal? Ludleth the Exiled, and he just kind of happens to be here. Looks like he just doesn't have any legs. So maybe that explains why he didn't get up and leave his throne when the bell rang or something. I don't know. Let's talk to you.
All that and Kindled, and a seeker of lords. I am Ludleth of Corland. Look not in bewilderment as I say. I linked the fire long ago, becoming the Lord of Cinder. If substantiation be thy want, set thine eyes upon my charred corpse. This sad cadaver. No need to be coy. Have a closer look.
That's creepy. You are a creepy old undead king? Question mark?
Knowest thou of our purpose? 5 thrones will take 5 lords as kindling for the linking of the fire. The fast-fading flame must be licked to preserve this world. A reenactment of the first linking of the fire. So it is, I became a Lord of Cinder. I may be but small, but I will die a Colossus. Knowest thou fire?
Okay. Repeating yourself.
Treat the firekeeper not with discourtesy. She is much like thee, prisoners both, kept to link the fire.
Oh yes, the firekeeper. Hello, you look like you might be a firekeeper. Or maybe you're the Emerald Herald.
Welcome to the bonfire, unkindled one. I am a firekeeper. I tend to the flame, and tend to thee. The lords have left their thrones, and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
I'm assuming she's the one who's like putting on that creepy crown thing in the opening cinematic towards the end. Yeah, so this is our Emerald Herald, or strange living doll, or whatever. She'll level us up here.
Ashen One, to be unkindled is to be a vessel for souls. Sovereignless souls will become thy strength. I will show thee how. Ashen One, bring me souls plucked from their vessels. Ashen One,
Okay.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
We'll come back and level up in a moment here. So we have this. We have the bones there, but there's no, like, fire. Until we embed the coiled sword. Oh, we could have looked at the coiled sword. The item description was... that boss that we just fought is like a guardian, and only the worthy are allowed to, like, ignite the shrine or something like that. Just whatever. So, we can attune spells, but I don't have any spells, and I don't have any attunement to do that anyway, so it doesn't matter. We can organize our storage box. You just get this from the get-go again, which is awesome. Burn an undead bone shard. So I don't know if that's like sublime bone dust, like if it's gonna power up our Estus, or like burning a human effigy, where it would cause people to stop invading you for a little bit in Dark Souls 2, or like, I don't know. I did notice just now, for the first time ever, that it says bonfire level 1. So that, it looks like they're bringing back the like bonfire aesthetic. You can power up an area sort of mechanic for Dark Souls 2, which is interesting. I have no idea if this game has the Dark Souls 2 mechanic where killing the enemies and then causing them to respawn and killing them again, if you do that like 10 or 11 times or whatever it was, then they'll stop spawning. Like, I don't know if you can kill things to the point where they stop spawning again in this game. I don't know. We can also travel, so another Dark Souls 2 sort of thing. So there's Firelink Shrine, where we're at. There's the Cemetery of Ash, back up top of the hill. And then Eudix Gundyr, that was the boss, so that's his area. And then, yeah, we have the High Wall of Lothric. So that's going to be our next area. That's going to be where we're headed after this. I'm going to poke around here a bit more. And, of course, we get to level up. That's important. We have a somebody who looks like a Dark Souls 2 firekeeper just kind of sitting here. What's up?
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells. I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler. And yes, I'm undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away. Ashen One, fetch souls and bring them to me. As is thy wont? No?
Alright, so we can purchase, we can sell, which is cool and interesting. Fading Soul sells for 50, you sell for 200, and you sell for 800. In Dark Souls 1, the lowest tier of soul, the lowest level of like Faded Soul or whatever, one of the lowest levels, you could sell to Frampt. He would eat them and give you more souls than what you'd actually get if you used the item. So I'm curious to know how these compare. So, 50, 280. Let's just check that out real quick because I'm here doing this.
Ashen One.
Inventory. Nope. You. 50? 50. Okay, so it looks like we can just sell them for the exact same amount they're worth. 200? 200. Okay, yep. I am satisfied with that. At least these, like, low-level ones. Maybe that doesn't apply for the higher-level souls. cool. We got a bunch of souls now, so let's talk to her again.
How
Did we actually talk?
Ashen One, if my wares are not to thy satisfaction, bring me umbral ash. With ash, I'll fashion new wares. Is it not our sorry fate to sup on death?
Okay. Kind of creepy. So we can buy, she has 3 humanities or 3 embers for sale. Infinite repair powder. Purple moss clump. I'm not going to like read all of these item descriptions here, maybe. I don't know. We might want to have a torch. Are any of you like actual decent strength weapons? I don't think you are. No. I'm going to buy the white sign soapstone so that we can be summoned into co-op. That seems like a good idea. There's the one unlimited use dried finger. Used to strengthen connection to other worlds, allowing the summoning of a third assisting, like, good, helpful, friendly phantom, but also allows a second dark spirit to invade. Also makes the summoning of a dark spirit occur earlier. Use with caution. So that's just like connect to more people at a time. That's actually kind of a cool thing. There's also the key, the tower key. Key to the decrepit tower behind Firelink Shrine, which leads to the bell tower. The bell tower is the grave of Firekeeper's past. When a Firekeeper has served her purpose, she is led to true darkness, where she enjoys a long-deserved sleep. So, 20,000 souls, this is our Crest of Artorias. This is, there's something back there, and I want to know what it is. Prism stones. Buy a couple of early sorceries and a heal miracle, it looks like. Heal aid. Slightly restore HP. Show of tolerance in the way of white. Soul dart, or Pharaon dart, and soul arrow. Huh. We can buy oh, cool. They have both talismans and chimes? Yeah, equip a talisman or a sacred chime to cast miracles. Interesting. I wonder if there's a significant difference between the two. Maybe the torch. Maybe the torch.
Ashen One, bring
Okay.
me...
We already heard all that.
Ashen One.
Yes, you want more souls. Got it. Let's go back and talk to this handsome fellow. Hello, you look suspiciously familiar.
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Cinder, I trust? A toilsome journey, I'd wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith. Such is my purpose.
Cool. So, let's see what we got here. Reinforce, so we can use Titanite shards and probably large Titanite chunks and all that stuff. Probably the same as every other Dark Souls game. To upgrade our things, make them better. It both improves the stat scaling on them and the base damage. So you can see we go from 125 physical base damage to 137 if we upgrade it, which I don't have enough Titanite to do, so we won't be doing that. And then we go from plus 15 on like the bonus damage from our stats to plus 17, because strength goes up from D to still D, but a tiny bit better, and then same with X. So that's just kind of like looking at that real quick. Same with the broken straight sword, but that's a horrible, horrible thing. Oh, weird. It looks like upgrading shields doesn't actually change the amount of damage that they absorb. It just improves stability and nothing else. Or, well, the attack when you are holding it with two hands and smashing people in the face with it, but you don't do that with shields. Usually. Huh. That's different. It's gonna be very weird. Infuse weapons, so I talked about this at the very beginning. Refined gem. So it looks like this just lowers the base damage and cranks up the stat scaling. interesting. That's the sort of thing that we're going to want when we've leveled up a bunch and we have like really high stats, and we want to get even more benefit out of those. Raw gem is the opposite. Yeah, it's the same as from Dark Souls 2, where it just removes all of the stat scaling from the thing, but it cranks up the base damage. So really good if you're doing like a low-level playthrough of the game, or if you just have the stats to wield a weapon and you're not really getting any benefit from the scaling, or like you're not planning on... This is the sort of thing that'd be good for like sorcerers or clerics or something, where like you're not going to be focusing on the physical melee so much, or at least not those stats, so this would give you a decent chunk of damage, kind of regardless of your stats. And what do we have here? Fire. So fire gem. Oh, weird. So it looks like it removes your scaling altogether. That's odd. And then it splits the damage, the base damage, a lower value for each, but it does half physical damage and half fire damage. So that's pretty cool. Weird. I thought that it would scale with Faith and Int, like an actual fire spell, like pyromancies and stuff. That's really weird. I wonder why it doesn't have any scaling. Huh. So yeah, those are the only 3 things we have available to us right now. Allotting the Estus, I have talked about this. Control the number of Estus flasks that you have for one thing or another. I'm probably going to go with 4 of the actual, like, normal Estus flasks. We can do this whenever we come back here, so that's not a big deal. This Andre of Astora, our blacksmith friend here, will also let us reinforce our Estus flasks if we have Estus shards. So I don't know if that gives us an extra Estus, like if that's how we get more flasks, or if the shards will take it up to like a +1 or something. I don't know. Estus shard, that sounds like we'll get more flasks. I don't know for sure. And yeah, so what do you have to say? He's going to explain all the things that I just ran through, I think.
Weapons and protection are sturdy enough by and large, but when overused, they'll eventually break. When their durability is low, repair becomes a necessity. Use a powder, or simply rest at a bonfire. But should chance impel them break, bring them me. I'll hammer them back into shape. They take no pleasure in breaking, I assure ye. So handle them with care, if you would. There are 2 ways to smith weapons. Simple reinforcement is one, and infusion the other. Reinforcement is straightforward. It strengthens a weapon without altering its property. Infusion is a more advanced form of smithing that infuses an element. Reinforcement requires titanite, and infusion requires gems. Bring the stones, and I'll do the smithing. It's my purpose, after all. In battle, your weapons are your only friends. Forge them well, and they won't let you down.
Hurrah! That's cool. We learned a new emote.
Another matter. Infusing weapons with gems requires a special kind of coal. My humble coals won't be any use infusing more unusual gems. I know, it's an awful shame, but it's all I have. Oh, please don't give me that look. Believe it or not, I'm quite thin-skinned. Oh, by the by, if you find any Estus shards, bring them here. They can be used to reinforce either of your Estus flasks. Without those flasks, you'd want for life or focus. And they'll always stay with you. Why not treat them well? Huh? Weapons and...
Okay, cool. Done with all of your stuff. Thank you.
Be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
Cool. So that's... Oh, we have the Crestfallen guy to talk to also. Of course. That's generally it for things of note here. There are like these big open areas down here. Right, like there's these little side rooms and stuff, and there's nothing going on down here, and they don't seem to lead anywhere, and I'm sure as we play the game and find more NPCs and start like recruiting them back to Firelink Shrine, like Big Hat Logan or Gilligan the Laddersmith from Dark Souls 1 and 2 respectively, I'm assuming that they'll be hanging out just like around the shrine in general, so that's probably when those things are going to happen. But right now that's about it. And yeah, all these other little like passageways, they all just kind of loop back into the same areas. Like this, there's a little window here, and we could just be on this ledge right above the room that we were just in. So yeah, I'd be curious to see kind of how things shake out when this place becomes a little more lively. All right, you're gonna tell me my quest. You're gonna tell me to go like ring a bell or gain the 4 super souls so that we can go to Castle Drang Lake. What are we doing this time?
Ah, another one roused from the sleep of death. Well, you're not alone. We unkindled are worthless. Can't even die right. Gives me conniptions. And they'd have us seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their moulding thrones. But we're talking true legends, with the metal to link the fire. We're not fit to lick their boots.
Collapse.
Don't you think? What a sick joke. Asking us to seek the Lords of Cinder and return them to their talking.
Okay, so that's all you've got to say. Let's refill our Estus flask. Last thing I'm going to do, we're going to level up here before we're leaving and going to... What is that guy doing? He's walking around with his hand out. That's weird.
Ashen,
Before we go
could
to
you
the
want to love?
first, like, actual area.
Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
Creepy that the Firekeeper is filled with darkness. Also, she's chanting in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. It's very faint, but she's actually saying things. We can listen to those if you want.
Elucidated by fire, burrow deep within me.
We'll maybe deal with that later. I could, like, just turn down the music volume and stuff. Hear it. Anyway, so leveling up. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 levels. That's not bad. I like stamina. That's always a good thing to have, in my opinion. I'm not going to bother with attunement. I really not necessarily interested in having any attunement slots, at least not yet. And the focus isn't really a big thing for me as a melee character either. Again, not yet. Maybe it'll change when we get better weapons down the line. Vitality might be good. Just boosting our equip load means that we can move a bit quicker and carry heavier things. So that's always a pretty high priority. I also just want strength. I think we're just going to take strength up to 20. Yeah. I am going all in on strength for this run. So we have one last point. Yeah. We'll start working on the vitality. Strength, vitality, endurance. I want to get all 3 of these up to 20. So that's going to be kind of my early priority here. Cool. 4,000 souls, just like that. Oh, nice. You can hide all the stats. Huh. Cool. All right.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
So next time we are going to be actually kicking off the game proper, going and doing stuff. So we're gonna head over to the High Wall of Lothric and see what that's like. That's exciting. So thank you for joining me, and may the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you.